Market action with Campbell Harris from RBS Morgans in Sydney. And Campbell, let's take a look at a couple of the stocks you've been watching this morning. One of them is JB Hi-Fi.
Actually, it was James Hardie that we were looking at this morning, Kate. We heard from the company this morning that their US business, head of their US business, Nigel Rigby, is leaving the building materials company, effective of 30 June. James Hardie, Chief Executive, has assumed responsibility for managing the US business effective of today. The company didn't give any reason for why Rigby was leaving. It has been sort of flagged before, rumours about it, but we haven't had any sort of solid reason why. Obviously, 2/3 of James Hardie's revenue comes from the US, so it's quite an important position, and we're pretty neutral on the stock. I think it's down a few cents this morning after the announcement. Obviously, consensus out there that the US housing market is bottomed or bottoming, and we've seen James Hardie perform quite well over the last few months. They also won that the legal case with the ATO, which was good for them, but I think it's hard to see any sort of major announcement or anything to come out in the medium to shorter term to see the jump, that the share price jump much from where it is now.
And Energy Resources Australia making solid gains, up about 7.5% at this stage, and that's on the back of an upgrade.
Yeah, that's right. ERA came out and said that they're planning to turn their open pit Ranger mine in the Northern Territory into an underground operation. They said the Ranger 3 deep underground exploration program is on target, and if the mine is to get approval from traditional landowners and the regulatory bodies, we could see the value of ERA have a really good run. Obviously, the share price has been hit very hard after the tsunami last year in Japan. ERA is obviously majority owned by Rio, so it's good for Rio. We're also waiting till later in the day to hear from Rio about their quarterly production, and also from Fortescue, so pretty interesting to see how those two companies report later today.
And another one enjoying a run up, CSL, up about 3% at this stage.
Yeah, CSL's up 3% this morning, which is quite a lot for a company like CSL. There's no announcement from the company or anything has come out yet, but there is speculation that they're in the market for a major acquisition. They've obviously got plenty of cash flow and very low gearing, so we're not really sure what's going on with that at the moment, whether the acquisition will be in the sort of plasma products area, or maybe they're looking to move into a different area. CSL have been, they've had a pretty good run the last couple of months, but before that they were hit very hard, obviously last year, just with with the high Australian dollar. Really hurt their margins, as most of their revenue comes out of the US. The reason we've seen them perform pretty well lately probably is also to do with the Aussie dollar just coming off that sort of 108 and speculation it would go to 120. Now it's sort of settled around 103, 104, so it's obviously also good news for CSL. But then we'll wait till later. I think 1:30 today we've got RBA board meeting. And also we've got Australian new motor vehicles numbers coming out for March. So it's pretty quiet this morning, but there's lots more to come this afternoon.
Sure is. Campbell Harris from RBS Morgans, thanks so much for your time this morning. Campbell,
thanks,
watching
Kate.
James Hardie, Energy Resources of Australia and CSL, all big movers on the market this morning. Moving offshore, and a South Korean-born US doctor has emerged